Okay, coming back. Now, if I want to give a formula such that if I, put a formula and copy it across the row or across the column, what should happen? The formula should, change as per my requirement. It should not give me wrong output. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll give the equal to sign, select the total. Now, in case of total, when I'm moving across the rows, there's no problem. But when I move across the column, what happens? D changes to E. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to fix D now. So I come here, I put a dollar sign here. Okay. Then put the multiplication sign, select the commission. Now again, in commission, when I drag it down, the row should not change. But when I drag it across, okay, the column should change. So what I can do is I can come here and I give a dollar sign for 2. So I put shift and a dollar sign. Okay. Press enter. I get some number here. I just, and I can drag it from here as well and put it here. Okay. Now it looks sensible. What is happening? Total multiplied by 10%. Fine. This is okay. Even in this case, the total is multiplied by 15%. So you go anywhere in the cell, you'll find the function is proper. So you can see this total multiplied by 10%. Okay. So I put the function only in one cell, and using I'm just copying the function down and across the row and the column. I am able to get the right output. Okay. Any doubts here? Any
No,
doubts?
sir.
Fine.
No, sir.
Now I'll just show you how to clean.
No,
Fine. I'll just add another sheet for you. Now you can see here we have sheet 1 here, sheet 2 and sheet 3. We have been doing this. Now whenever you click on the plus sign, a new sheet gets added. Okay, so here we can see a blank sheet gets added here. Okay, one more thing, if I want to copy the sheet, like this is my sheet here, and I want to copy it and put it in some other file, or might be in the same workbook, but as a different sheet, because I just want to make some few changes here and there. So I can just right click on this, click on move or copy. Okay. We have an option here. We have a checkbox which says create a copy. Okay. So either you can, move the whole sheet into a new file altogether. So if I want to move this sheet into a new file, what I can do is I can select a new book. You can see this new book option. Okay. And move it there. Or in the same one, if it is the same one, I can just create a copy of this and put it at the end. So I click on OK. So what happens? You can see this sheet 3 is same as the sheet which I've created here. Now the name has changed to sheet 3, and in round bracket we get 2 here. I can right click on this and I can click on rename to change the name of the sheet. Let us say I'll give a different name, commission, and press enter. Okay, so you can change the name of the sheet as well. Instead of using the default names like sheet 1, sheet 2 and so on, you can always give a new name to it. There is some limitation of characters which you can look into. So whenever you're doing changing the name, it'll show you the restrictions as well. Okay, now let us see. I want to copy this whole thing or use this referencing, or just move this sheet in the beginning. I can do that as well. So either I can copy it, I can move it, I can make a duplicate copy in a different file altogether. Okay, or even shift this sheet from this file to some other file without making any changes into this particular sheet. Okay, so let us see how to drag this. I can just drag it and reshuffle it. I drop here, you can see this sheet has changed, the sequence has changed. Okay, So you can drag it anywhere and you can use it. Fine. So this is one thing I wanted to show you. Secondly, if suppose I want to copy from, if I want to copy from one sheet to another, like let us say I want to copy this contents. Okay, I'll just copy this. Let me copy this, or let us copy only the cell, only this much. Okay, I'll say Control C as the shortcut. Okay, I come to the sheet here. I can right click on this and paste it, right? But because the cells which I've selected, they have lots of formulas there. I don't want to copy the formula, because if I copy the formula, what is going to happen is the output will be not that right, you know. So I want to copy only the values. So if I click on this values, you can see this, the value got copied without the formulas. So if you can see the values, I go to here, you can see this, these are values. There are no formulas anymore. Okay, this is one way. Now let us see, this is the number which I have copied. I copy this, Control C again. Okay, but this is across the rows. I want to put this across the column. Okay, that is the transpose of this. If I want to put a transpose, so I can come here. Okay, and whether we have a transpose here, this across with the formula. Yeah, it is. Okay, so what is happening? The number which I copied was across the rows, and while pasting, I am pasting it across the column. I can click here and this get pasted, and I get the ones which were in the rows now has been pasted in the columns. Okay, there's one more thing. Your special paste which we have, this one, it's very useful. Okay, there's many things into this. So as and when we are taking some example, I'll show you the use of this particular, all this functions. Okay, that's all for today. If time, we already have, we do have some 10 minutes left. So let me quickly show you some functions. So I'll delete this. Let us say I want to go back to this function, and here I want to get the total, the grand total of the total. So I'll make a change here. I'll merge this three columns. I'll write here grand total. Okay, put a colon, and I'll use the auto sum here now. You can see this auto sum option is available here. So I click here, I get the function sum. It takes two parameters here, D4, and there's a colon up to D14. I can just press enter here, and I'm going to get the total. Fine. And because these were the functions which were copied, it got copied across as well. You can see because I got this function got copied here. Fine. Now this should not be there. I am going to remove this, and instead of this, I'll put a different thing. I'll put the sum function. Let me put the borders, and let me make this bold. Okay. So this is my function. Now looking at the function, I want a total here. Let us say I want to give the function sum here. I give equal to, I give sum function in the round bracket. Let us say I just want to add the values of tier 1 and tier 2. Okay. So I select the first number, I put a comma, and I select the second number. Okay. Complete the round bracket, press enter. And I get the total of E4 and F4. Okay. You can also give multiple values by just keeping on putting the numbers by giving a comma, selecting the next one, press enter, and I get the answer. That is, I don't want this E4. I can give E4 and G4. I'll get the answer. So no issues. Okay. But whenever there is a sequence of numbers, like there's a series of numbers, the best way, suppose I want to get it from year to year, I know I'm not going to skip anything, you know. So what I can do is I can just click on this and drag it up to here. So what happens? My reference now is E4 colon G4. Okay, and I press enter, I get the answer. Okay, this is another way of doing it. Now I can have a range, and plus I can skip some numbers as well. Let us say I delete this. Let us say I want the sum of this five numbers from year to say year. Okay, that is up to uh, this is the eighth row. Fine, and I want to skip this two values, and then directly I want the next reference from here. So what I can do is I can give you equal to sum into bracket, give the reference up to here, give a comma. Now I'm not going to use these two numbers, and from here I'm going to select the next one, press enter, and I get the answer. Okay, so sum function is a very useful, in fact useful function, and you'll be using it very frequently. And the way you pass the parameter depends on the requirement. What is your requirement? So either you can separate the numbers by a comma. If it is a range, you can give a colon. The starting reference followed by the last reference can be given, and so on. Okay, so I hope there's no doubt here. The next few functions which are commonly used is like the function called say mode. Okay, so this is my mode function, and I can just select this all the numbers comma. Okay, now it is not giving me the right answer, so I'll just delete this and I come here. Okay, I'll find the mode of this, mode into bracket. Fine, so my mode is here 5. Okay, what do you mean by mode, anyone?
Most repeated number.
Most repeated numbers. Okay, so if you look at the numbers which we have here, 5 is the number which is repeated, I think twice, thrice. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if suppose I have a 12 here, you can see this 12 coming twice. If I change this to 12, okay, my number will change to 12. Okay, because 12 is repeated many times compared to the other numbers. Then we have a median, which is again you can use equal to median. Okay, it returns the median or the number in the middle of the set of the given numbers. Okay, so again I'll use the same numbers here, round bracket complete, and you get 8 as the number which is in middle. Now while calculating the median, okay, it actually needs to do the sorting as well. Okay, so logically speaking, what happens if you are given a problem and I tell you to find the median? What you're going to do is first of all sort the number properly, and then in the find out the middle number, and then give me the numbers. If there are odd numbers or even numbers, then you, in case of especially even numbers, the total number of are even, then you take the two numbers and add it up and divide by 2 and so on. Okay, we are not going to get into that now. The other function is which is used frequently is your average function, or your, especially if I want to find the mean. We do not have a function called mean. We have a function called average. Okay, so I can just give you equal to average. This is my function here. Okay, and again select all this, press enter, and I get the average as 8.81. Okay, again there are lots of decimal places. If I want to reduce the decimal places, I can reduce it from here up to 2 decimal places. This I think looks fine. Okay, and depending on your requirement, if you want to increase it, you can increase from here. Okay, the next function is, let us say I want to find out the maximum number. Let us say maximum which is there. So which is the maximum number, maximum quantity. So I can use the max function. So we have a max function here, max, and I can select all the numbers, press enter. So 12 is the maximum number. Okay, let me change one of them to say 15. So here you can see the number has changed. Okay, similarly, like we have max, we can also have min. So I just change this to min. That's my function. What happened? I press enter, min, and I get the minimum number. Okay, now if you want to go through all the functions which we have, you can also click on this insert function button here, and you can visit, say all. These are my all the functions available in Excel. Okay, Or you can also, because they are categorized into different ways, like especially mathematics. Let's go here, mathematical and trigonometric functions. Okay, you have this functions here. So you'll find that that round function, radian. If you can also, sum if, tan, all these functions are available to us. Okay, we will be using all this, not all of them, but the most frequently used ones. So whenever we take some example, we might use some functions from here. Okay, we also have string functions, which is under the category text. Okay, so we have all this functions. So I'll show you this as well. Left, right, then fix, find, exact, concatenate, all these functions are there. And those who are from financial background, those who are going to take finance, they might find this financial functions more useful. So we have this financial functions as well. And if you look at this functions, if I click on one of the function, you get the help here. It tells you what are the different parameters required and what this function is going to return and so on. Okay, if you want more help on it, you can also click on this help on this function, and it will take you to a different window. It'll get connected to net, or might be, if net is not available, the local help file, if it is available, it is going to show you there. Okay, I'm not going to connect here because it, okay, I'm getting some help here. So you can go through this as well. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll stop here. And when we come back, we will see how to format the cell. Like in today's case, I just showed you one formatting, that is currency. We did converted this into currency, but there are many more other formats available. So we are going to go through all of them when we come next. Okay, and some few more things. That's all for today. And for your attendance, I want you all to put it in the chat, your name and the roll number, like last time. So put your name and roll number in the chat so that I can have it for my reference. Okay, the chats. So these are the chats which are coming. I think everyone can see it. I hope. So your name and your roll number should match, please. See that you don't give any fake or dummy attendance. So there are 80 students today. So I should get 80 attendance. Okay, I hope everyone has given the attendance. So can we call it a day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is one
Yes.
question from Malik. Okay, Malik Shah, what will be the exam pattern for Excel? Okay, Malik, will be having practical sessions, practical exams, okay, which will be conducted in the computer lab. Plus, it's a mixture of some assignments as well. So I'll give you assignments as well, a very small type of a project or something. Uh, and that will come after we at least complete 3 units of your Excel syllabus. Okay. And of course, it will be divided into, at least minimum, as I said, 3, but I'll try to keep it to up to 5 assessments will be there. Might be some small quizzes also. So it depends. But definitely it'll be, if suppose we are not able to have offline sessions, in that case, then I'll give you only assignments and some MCQs. Otherwise, we can have it in the lab as well. Okay, any other doubt?